Today, I'm breaking down how I film an entire month's worth of content in one day. Most creators film whenever they feel like it or when inspiration hits, or maybe when they finally have a free afternoon and nothing else is going on. And that's exactly why they're inconsistent and eventually burn out. My filming day is one day, sometimes 2 hours. And from that, I walk away with enough content to last me an entire month. So I'm gonna show you exactly how that works, because it's not about talent or lack of ideas. It's not even about having the best gear. It's about having a system. And this is what makes it all possible. Let's get into it. And real quick, before we start, over 15 years of making content, over 2,000 videos made, a full year of posting every day. And the number one question I always get is, how do you stay so consistent? How do you keep coming up with ideas? Or how do you have time for all of this? The answer is always the same: time blocking. All right, let's be honest here. Here's what most creators' weeks look like. They wake up, check their phone, look at their Instagram, see what's trending, maybe film something, maybe don't. They edit when they have the energy or feel inspired, and they post when the post feels ready. Then they wonder why nothing is building or gaining momentum. That's not a content strategy. What I do instead is simple. My week has blocks: a writing block, a filming block, an editing block, a posting block. Each one has its place. That structure is what creates freedom. And I know it sounds backwards, so let me explain, because it's true. Because before I had this, I was all over the place. Some weeks I'd film 3 days in a row and burn out. Try to write something the same day as I was filming it, or do a whole lot of busy work thinking I'm being productive. Other weeks I'd go 10 days without picking up the camera and then scramble and play catch up. It felt like I was always behind, even when I was technically working hard. So the blocks fix that. So here's what you can do if you're new to time blocking. Pick one filming day and protect it. Same day, every week, put it in the calendar and treat it like it's a non-negotiable. Everything else moves around it, not the other way around. When you know your filming day is Tuesday, you stop trying to film on Monday or scrambling on Wednesday to play catch up. That decision is already made. All you have to do is show up, and it'll eventually be part of your routine. Give every part of your process its own day. Writing, filming, editing, posting, each one should get its own day. Because when you try to write and film that same thing on the same day, you're not doing either one to its full potential. Your brain can't just switch gears that cleanly. I know I can't. I stay in one lane until that entire block is done. And throughout the day, the work is gonna get better and easier. That is the momentum of one singular creative task. It will build up to it. Try it out. Busy work is not productive. Unfortunately, most creators aren't failing at this because they're lazy. They work hard. They're failing because they're doing everything at once and somehow nothing at the same time. A little writing here, a little filming there, edit something for 20 minutes and then get distracted and doom scroll. That's not a workflow. That's chaos, just with a camera and calling yourself a creator. Let's stop doing that. When you're in a block, you're in it. You're not half writing while thinking about filming. You're not editing while trying to come up with new ideas. You go deep in that one thing. Finish it and move on to the next task. That is where the real output comes from. And trust me when I say that the schedule isn't there to restrict you. It's there because scattered work is honestly the slowest way to get anything done. And staying strict and disciplined to this is what separates the people who are just doing busy work from people who are actually working and building something. Writing before you film. People think the hardest part about making content is the filming. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it is. I think it's only hard if you show up filming, not knowing what to film or what you're making. Because when I walk into my filming block, everything is already decided. Every single detail. The script is written, the shot list is done. I know exactly what I'm saying, in what order, and what it needs to look like on camera and in the edit. Yes, I know exactly what it's gonna look like edited. So all I have to do is execute. And here's something that people also don't expect. I don't film everything in chronological order either. I film by efficiency. Here's a scenario. Let's say I have 2 videos of content that I want to film, use the same setup, same background, same lighting. I will film both scenes, even though they're different subject matters, back to back. I don't care if it's completely different. I trust my shot list, then I move on to the next setup and do the same thing. And this is why a shoot can only run a short handful of hours and I could still produce a month's worth of content. But this only works if you have a script and a shot list in front of you in the first place, because when you're jumping between scenes or topics and setups that aren't in order, it can get confusing really fast. That document is what keeps you on track. And without it, there's a lot of improvising going on, and improvising on camera is going to cost you time, energy, and a whole lot of takes you don't need to do. So with proper pre-production, you're just following the list of instructions that you already made for yourself. The writing session is where a lot of the real work happens. The filming session is just where you go and execute the plan. Okay, so I know you're wondering, how do we do that? Write everything before filming day. Block a separate day just for writing. Not the morning of before you shoot, not an hour before, a full dedicated block where your only job is to get everything out of your head and onto a page. Write it out, put in your notes, scripts, outlines, ideas, all of it. And when that block is done, your filming day is already planned. Shot list it. So after you get all your ideas out, you finalize your script, you go through everything and map it out exactly how you want it to look like. What does this frame look like? Are you sitting or standing? What angle is it? Are you walking or are you stationary? Do this for every single piece of content that you're filming. And it doesn't have to be complex. You can keep it simple. Even just a rough list on your notes app works, because the entire point when you walk into the room or outside somewhere, you're not making creative decisions. You're sticking to the plan and just crossing off the shots as you go. Film by setup, not by order. The goal is to move the day forward. And the thing that slows a filming day down more than anything is barely the filming itself. It's all the in-between stuff. Breaking down a setup, rebuilding it, repositioning a light, or attaching a microphone, moving things around. That's where your time goes. Gosh, I'm getting exhausted just thinking about it. So before you walk in, look at your shot list, map it out the entire day, location by location. What's going to use the same background or the same lighting setup? What's going to have the similar frame or the same lens? Switching lenses takes a while. So while that lens is on, move the camera to film different scenes with that lens, and then you could go switch it. And if you get confused, trust me, you won't, because you're going to have your shot list telling you what you've done and what you haven't. You can absolutely shoot 2 different topics. And if you're talking at your desk for the both of them, film them back to back. 3 videos that use the same outdoor setup, do all 3 before you go inside. Don't start inside and go outside, go back inside and then back outside. Ugh, that's gonna kill your day. And I get it. It could feel strange at first because your brain wants to go in order or maybe by topic, but you don't have to do that. That's not how you protect your time. You protect your time by thinking about the whole day as one production and then asking yourself what the most efficient pass through it is. The shot list is what makes things possible to jump around from scene to scene without losing the thread. So next time, before you make content, make a script and a shot list, and I promise you, it'll help you out exponentially. All right, before we get into chapter 3, a quick word from our sponsor. Hi, the sponsor is me. Who wants to sponsor the series? So far, nobody. But anyways, if you want to build the system behind everything that I'm talking about here today, that's exactly what Content College is designed to do. Inside, you'll learn how to plan, write, film, edit, and post with a creative system designed to help you grow without burning out. And it's more than just courses. You'll also get my color grading preset, my sound pack, my templates, worksheets, and a raw, uncut look at how I make my videos from beginning to end. Because I'm not just showing you how I make my videos, we're gonna be working on your videos together. Every step of the process. The skills that aren't affected by an algorithm. So if you're serious about taking your content to the next level, check out Content College. The link is below. Now back to the episode. The hook system. So you've blocked your time, You've written everything, you've filmed everything efficiently. Now, here is where creators leave a massive amount of value in content on the table. They make one version of their content and then they post it once. One hook, one shot at it, and if it doesn't land, they move on and start from scratch to make the next video. Stop doing that. Here's what you should do instead. One body of content, multiple hooks. The core of the video, the actual substance, the information, the story, the value, that doesn't change. Leave it here. What changes is the door you use to walk people into it. Think about it this way. The same piece of information can hit completely differently depending on how you open it. A direct hook, a problem solver hook, an authority hook, a hook that leads with humor, the same content underneath. Totally different first impressions. People are going to respond to these different triggers, these different doors. So instead of gambling on one hook and hoping that it works, I write out multiple versions of that opening line. Then I post them as separate pieces, or I test them. I let the audience tell me which one is better. And yes, it is a little bit more effort, maybe 10% more effort, but for potentially 5 times the output. That's not working harder. It's working. Gotcha. You thought I was going to say smarter? No. Purpose. Ha ha. Joke's on you. Okay, let's gather it back together. I thought that was funny. Anyways, so here's the part that makes this all worth it. Listen to me now. Let's gather it in. Most of your followers aren't seeing your posts anyways. Sad, but every post you put out is mostly hitting a kind of new audience, kind of not. So the idea that you're going to bore people by posting the same content with different hooks, that's out. Throw that idea into the trash. That's not what's happening. You're just giving more people, and yes, your own audience, different doors into the content that they didn't see. How do you get a bunch of people into one room with one door? Can't do that. But you can get a bunch of people into a room with a bunch of doors. So how do we do this? Write at least 2 hooks for your videos. Not after you've already filmed everything and you're sitting in the edit figuring out why it's not working. Do it before, during your writing block, when the idea is fresh and you actually know what your content is about. Write multiple ways into it, and maybe even with different approaches. Maybe a direct one that tells people exactly what they're getting, or maybe something that meets them where they are, or maybe a third that leads with something unexpected. The thing here is that your content isn't going to change. You're just finding different ways to introduce it to different people. And you won't know which one works until you try more than one. The body stays the same. The hook is what you test. This is where the real leverage is. You've already done all the hard work. You wrote it, you filmed it, you edited it. The core of the video is done. Now, instead of just posting it once, you take that same edit and just change out that first few seconds. Just swap it out. Different opening, same everything else. Maybe change the music. Post them as separate pieces on different days. Let the audience tell you which version pulls people in more. And this isn't making brand new, exhausting content. You're making content that you already made work harder for you. That's a completely different thing. And when you start doing it, you're welcome. Most of your followers aren't seeing your posts anyways. This is the part that frees you up. Frees me up. I've asked so many of my creator homies, and they have a fear that posting similar content but with just a different hook is going to feel repetitive. They stop themselves from doing it, that people are gonna notice and get bored. But once they work past it, that's actually what's never happened ever. The algorithm already isn't showing your content to everyone who follows you. Every time you post, based on the time or whatever day it is, it's reaching a different slice of people, which means the version that didn't land last week might be exactly what somebody needed to see this week. And everybody who's ever tried this has only seen growth and success through it. They stop treating every post like it's going to the same room for the same people. It's not. Post both. Post all of them. The audience will show you what works. So what do we make of all of this? A month of content in one day isn't some crazy superhuman wake up at 4:30 a.m., go run half a marathon, then ice bath type of person. That ain't the type of human being you need to be. It's just what happens when you stop winging it. Block your time right before you film. Let the hook system multiply the content you already made. The system doesn't replace creativity. Remember that, okay? It doesn't restrict it, it protects it. It gives your creativity a container so that it doesn't leak out into the wrong parts of your week. That is what actual consistency looks like. It's not discipline or motivation. It's a schedule that makes the decision for you before you ever pick up a camera, so you know exactly what you're doing when you pick it up. So that's it for today. And if you found this useful, let's drop the word Shiba in the comments, so I know you made it into the end. And I would also love to know if any of y'all are already doing this. Are you time blocking? Are you multiplying your videos with new hooks? What are your new ideas? What should we talk about next, gang? I read every single comment, so thank you so much for being here. You could have spent your time anywhere else, but you're spending it here with little old me, and I appreciate it. So take care, happy creating, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.